Playing on a Budget is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best Magic the Gathering singles and sealed retailer on the internet, GatheringMagic.com, your #1 source for Magic the Gathering news and content, and RogueDeckBuilder.com, my personal channel filled with innovative and entertaining Magic the Gathering rogue brews. Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com with match number 4 with the Impact Tremors deck, Frontier. Playing on a budget. This is a fun deck. This is a great hand. We have Denizen and Impact Tremors into either Rabblemaster or Hordeling Outburst, depending on how our opponent is playing. I'll go ahead and keep this. So we want to stick the Impact Tremors no matter what. Hey, it's a green deck, a basic forest, and Elves. Elvish Mystic is actually one of the most played cards in Frontier, so this could be anything. So we are off to the races. See if I can keep up the aggro with as quickly as my opponent can keep up the ramp. So I do like Impact Tremors in this particular matchup because we can play the block route. We haven't seen any Reckless Bushwhackers for quite some time. See what he's ramping into for 3. Nope, this will be Elves. This should be a good matchup. He does clog the board pretty decently. So at this point, if he attacks in, I think we block, of course. I think my opponent thinks he can get in for free damage here with Mystic. They kind of are an aggro deck as well, with the finishing with the Shaman. I mean, I'm attacking it even though my Denizen's not getting any value. Yeah, absolutely. We still attack in with the Denizen. Because it's just going to be chump blocked at some point in time. Now, do I need to... No, we attack in and I think he blocks with Visionary. And I might go greedy. I think I will go greedy and go into another Impact Tremors after this. He can tutor up a Reclamation Sage. Rabblemaster actually might be better. Just to do a Rabblemaster this turn. We have like Dwinian. Just a Gnarlwood. Or Gnarlroot Trapper. Not the best card. Against my board, of course. Another Mystic. So the ramp is real. The Court of Callings are real. The Collected Companies or the Eldritch Evolutions, whichever the route that this Elves is going, is going to be able to tutor some things. Like these lists can run like Panharmonicon. But let's see. Hordeling Outburst will do 6 the following turn. I still think it's Rabblemaster this turn. Yeah, it's still Rabblemaster. So our opponent's down to 18. Because this allows us to go Impact Tremors and Denizen next turn, which is really powerful. Gnarlwood Trapper, yeah, I didn't think the Gnarlwood Trapper would block. Panharmonicon is an issue here. Siege Rentals are played in some Elf decks that are playing Panharmonicon. And that, of course, could be a major issue. Our opponent does have access to 7 mana here as well. So a Court of Calling for 4, which could go get a Siege Rhino. It could go get the Lord, the Elf Lord. But I don't think ideally you want to see this many lands with mana producers in the same hand. I think it's a little bit overkill. Of course, Coco is a card that can come out. But it's definitely going to be my play no matter what I draw next turn. Is going to be Impact Tremors Founder Street. It's the most bang for my buck. But I just love how Frontier is all over the place. It's very, of course, it hasn't even been close to being solved. It's had some decent amount of tournaments, but of course no big GPs or Pro Tours or things like that to give the sheer data for what the best deck is. But even recently, on some of these top finishes from Hanweir Garrison and face-to-face games, we've had some archetypes that never even existed. That, like I think the last turn was taken down by green-white aggro, which was actually more like green-white planeswalkers running Gideons and Nissas. And then just like Elvish Visionaries and value-based cards, Hangerback Walkers and Elvish Visionaries. So green-white tokens all over again. Oh, that's a beautiful card to draw into. Now it makes me want to keep the Foundry Street Denizen for the Goblin Bushwhacker. I don't think so. We're going to go greedy. This could force a block. I'm pretty sure Coco's coming down. But our opponent is going down to a 13. We'll attack in with the 2 goblins that have to attack. And worst case scenario is Coco gets the Reclamation Sage. But Hordeling Outburst is going to come out next turn unless we get a 1-drop. I still don't think Reckless Bushwhacker is great in this particular match. I'm actually surprised that Coco didn't happen here. Or a Cord. Two cards that could become a problem as the format evolves with the more sets out. Those are both extremely powerful cards in even Modern. Again, what I like about Frontier the most is what a good transition it is from Standard to Frontier and then into Modern. So you kind of get, your skill level grows as you go down the formats. And the power level increases. So, anywho. It does seem to be a Court of Calling. I think he needs to get a Reclamation Sage here. He could get a Elite or a Dwynnin, the Lord, Dwynnin. However you pronounce that card. The 4, it's a 4/4 that gives all us +1/+1, 2/2, 2/2/3, something like that. Court of Calling for 4. I think he would have done this first. He should have done this first though. No, he wanted to block. Yeah, okay, so it is. It is the Elf Lord. And my Goblin dies, but he does take 1 damage. And he's going to try to turn the tables on me because we actually do have a ton of damage from the Hordeling Outburst. The Hordeling Outburst is doing 6 damage. The Goblin Bushwhacker would do another 2. So see if Shaman of the Pack comes out. Nope, just another Trapper. I think I do need to block the Lord. The Winnin. And if like a Coco type card comes out, we could be in trouble from Shamans. Eldritch Evolution is going to get a Shaman. So I'm taking 5. But this is very, very... for him, if he attacks in, this is pretty scary. Well, on the back crack. Because he'll have to block the Rabblemaster, and the Foundry Street Denizen will come through. So let's see how he attacks. Does not attack with anything. So he's going to try to go for a Shaman. Because my Foundry Street Denizen has to attack, but it will at least kill something. We do get a land, which is actually nice because we can top deck into another land the following turn. So Hordeling Outburst. And so the Denizen will just trade for something. I'm thinking that the Trapper will just go in front of the Denizen and then block. Of course, Stoke would be just a win here. And we have blockers on the back crack. Opponent only has one card in hand, so I don't think he could do like a Court of Calling and a Collected Company in the same, or even a Eldritch Evolution in the same turn. I think that's the only thing that's capable of doing that much damage. Panharmonicon, Eldritch Evolution, not quite there. And with a land too, so 4. Yeah, I guess so. So, yeah. And it's just a Court of Calling is the best thing that our opponent could do. Or Collected Company would be the best thing our opponent could do. Hit double Shamans, that's 1, 2. So we'd have 6, that'd be 12 damage, but then I can block everything. Pulse is okay. Pulse just gets back a Visionary, which draws him a card, and it gains him life. That was actually that was a good card to have. Just a mainboarded Pulse. And then Elvish Visionary will draw a card, but I'm not sure our opponent can do much with that card this turn. Leaves him vulnerable for blockers. Wow, that was actually a pretty good card. Love to draw into like a Stoke the Flames. I don't think our opponent can really attack in with anything. Because we're doing 6 damage, 8 damage off of the... So I don't think I can miss here. If we get a land, we can do both. And that wasn't ideal. Well, I guess I can miss here with a Reckless Bushwhacker. We'll Hordeling Outburst. I could attack in with the Goblin Bushwhacker. That only take out and see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I still wouldn't trade with anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, my opponent has all of the cards necessary to block. And has 2 cards in hand to try to do something next turn. That Pulse. That was a great draw. So I do believe we might bring in Exquisite Firecraft. I don't think I want Roast, necessarily. Just for the Lord. 2 cards in hand. We'd really need to string off a lot of cards to do 14 damage in one turn. Gaining a bunch of life here. Yeah, I forgot about that option. So with another Shaman, that'd be 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with just one Shaman. So I need to stay above 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need to block 2 of these. I think. So this just does 6, puts me at 8. No, do I need to block all of them? Crazy. I think I do need to put another one in front. Because this does 4, puts me to 10, and then a Shaman and one other card would put me at 1. And then the back crack, it's doing 4 damage, 5, 6. Jeez. I actually don't push through this. The gaining a life is huge. So if I Shaman, this will do 6 damage, put me 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could my opponent cast 2 cards and a Shaman? Because this allows me to, on the crackback, to kill him. With the Bushwhacker getting haste and having only 2 blockers. The Bushwhacker is only going to do 2 damage. I'll put him at 4. The Goblin Rabblemaster is going to do another 2 damage, putting him at 2. And so we need to get through with a card. And if you cast 2 cards, we're not getting through with a card. We're only getting through with 1 card. So I think we do need a block. I don't know. And just hope for something to cast up the Bushwhacker. Okay, so I think we'll win no matter what here. That was a terrible draw. One of the only other cards that we could have drawn as a 3-drop. And it's just Coco now. Is the only card in our opponent's hand I think that can win. So I'm kicking myself. Well, if he had Coco in his hand anyway, he probably should have cast it just to try to go lethal. Let's see if it's a Coco. Nope. All right. Whew, barely pulled that off. Our opponent did get a little bit flooded, but we also got some weird draws there at the end. A ton of 3-drops, no 5th land to go like Garrison Bushwhacker. That, of course, would have been huge. We're still going to play this kind of route here. Wild Slashes are fine to bring in. They kill off the early. The thing is that they just start out advantaging me if I start bringing in a bunch of cards that clear our opponents. So the cards I don't like are like Foundry Denizens. Those are cards that I can easily bring in the removal. I think we do want removal rather than like Goblin Heelcutters. This is still another match where I think the Kolaghan Forerunner might just be too weak. Berserkers, we'll keep some Berserkers. Outpost Siege, do we need to go the distance? I think so. I think we need to be the control route in this particular one. So Sieges come in. Roasts I don't think need to. We can just completely get rid of my early game. Through we'll keep 1 Zurgo and 1 Bellstriker. And I could even cut the 2, but I like the Impact Tremors combo. The Reckless Bushwhackers, these are in this matchup, I actually think Reckless Bushwhackers are quite weak. Yeah, I think I need to go the control route. Roast can take care of some key cards. Thing is, though, we're a 21 land deck that wants to be playing more. Yeah, I'm actually going to take out Bellstriker. Bellstriker can push through. I think it's just better than Berserker. We'll put in another Roast and submit this. So all of our early game out, we're going to try to rely on Outpost Siege and Impact Tremors to get the job done. We do need to kill those key cards. The Lord. Can't have him gaining life. But Bushwhacker, I don't know. Bushwhacker might be just better, just to push through a ton of damage on 1 turn. I want to go control, I think. And this is a hand that I think I need to ship back. And this is even worse. And we'll keep this. This is the best possible hand, I would say. For a 5. 2 lands, two things to kill off early cards. So I do want to hit another land, though, just to get Rabblemaster. If we can keep the field clear with Rabblemaster, that's pretty good. And then Garrison. So both those cards are going to be what we call high-impact cards. But Elves does a great job of clogging up the board and getting card advantage through Collected Company and Eldritch Evolution. Court of Calling type cards. There's the Visionary. Not a card I need to worry about. So really need to hit that third land drop. Absolutely need to hit it. 1 to 5 is rough, though. Not too worried about either of these cards. The Trapper or... The Trapper's just effectively a 1/1. I'll kill a 2/2. I do not like that play, but it needs to happen. The Elite does give him another 1/1. So it's either land or bust here. And we do hit the land. So that's perfect. All right, so 19 to 19, we have a Rabblemaster. The Lord would be the worst case scenario here. He could actually cord for it. That'd take his turn. But he's gaining 3 life. Incendiary Flow actually doesn't quite kill it. It is a 3/4. I don't necessarily want to put out another Goblin Rabblemaster because that just means I lose a Goblin Rabblemaster. Panharmonicon, okay. So this affects Visionaries, the Elites. We get another land here, which actually isn't ideal. I do think we go Rabblemaster. At least we'll take care of 2 of his creatures. He has to block this Rabblemaster with 2 of them. We got to keep the creature count down. Smash to Smithereens probably should go in my sideboard. I completely forgot that card exists. Wild Slash would be good here because if you could group blocks, then... And there will be a group block. Yep. So still taking the 3 damage. We had to kill 2 elves. But if he has another Elite in his hand, that does affect like Court of Calling type cards. Siege Rhino, of course, could easily come in. The Stomper also, the Arbok Stomper, is a card that they run for Eldritch Evolution. Do we see a White Source? I can't remember if we saw a White Source game 1, though. For Panharmonicon. Pretty good hand 1 to 5, though. The best thing we can hope for is just our opponent to keep drawing Mystics and Trappers. Because Visionaries and Elites get tons of advantage off the Panharmonicon. Shamans do double damage now. He's an evolution for... Not quite sure here. Hornet Nest. Hornet Nest. That's pretty good. Because there will be a flood of... And we'll Incendiary Flow it. I wish I did have Wild Slash here. I don't think there's any real way to go around that. Because we have to attack in. Putting us down to a 12. We have a Lightning Strike up. Opponent has no Elves out, so an Elite is kind of awkward. And card's also not very good, because we'll be able to Lightning Strike it off. It will trade with a Goblin token, though. Or we'll just roast it. How about that? We draw the roast. I think my opponent needs to start making some trades. Leave one Death Touch insect alive, trade with 2. Can't keep playing this game. Yep. Completely agree with this. Got our opponent down to a 9, so cards like Lightning Strike are. This is the Visionary is the card he needed to hit with Panharmonicon. Just in Panharmonicon now finally gets the value. And we have to use a Lightning Strike just to keep the Elite down. Otherwise, this would puke out 2 more Elf tokens. Of course, Mountain is not a card I wanted to hit. Our opponent will take the damage. I think that's very risky. I'll keep this land back just to make him think I've got a relevant card. But we're in like Stoke the Flames top deck range. Taking care of 2 Elites and 2 Visionaries. So there's not a lot of cards that Panharmonicon get value off of anymore that we care about. Shaman, other than there's not a lot of Elves out. So yeah, this is only going to do 4 damage. We would have cast another card before that. At this point, Stoke the Flames is getting very lethal. We have Rabblemaster come in and we'll take an insect token. Could be a murderous cut here just to kill the Rabblemaster. He does have the elf spell that kill or does are negatives to all non-elves. It's 4 mana though. Murderous cut on the Garrison. Okay. Impact Tremors, Stoke the Flames, Lightning Strike, Exquisite Firecraft. All of the cards are incredible top decks. That, of course, is not an incredible top deck. Now we'd make the trade with the insect token and then do 3 and then anything. Well, no, it's fine. This is absolutely okay. Any top deck now wins. Any Lightning Strike, any... Stoke the Flames. Basically any Impact Tremors. Outpost Siege. All of those cards just flat out win. 15 lands left in 47 cards, so odds are definitely in our favor not drawing lands. More than the 3-1 favor. My opponent's neck of the woods too. Oh wow, so another shaman. So, but the thing is, he's using these shamans right now. Well, I wanted to say odds were in the favor. I think we might just lose this. I do attack with Rabblemaster. I don't think it's worth it not to. This makes a lightning wild slash now actually be lethal. Couldn't draw that last non-land. Womp womp. Let's throw an elite in front of. Why? Yeah, elite should go in front of the Rabblemaster. Not the other way around. All right, so I'm dead to a number of things this next turn. Another shaman does it. A Court of Calling, a Court of Calling does it. An Eldritch Evolution does it. We have one Incendiary Flow, 3 Lightning Strikes, I believe. 2 Lightning Strikes. 1 Incendiary Flow, 2 Lightning Strikes, 4 Wild Slashes, or did I take those out? Impact Tremors at this point would be terrible. Three Stoke the Flames, Exquisite Firecraft. All of those are threats that will get the job done. Gonna attack just with the shaman, putting me down to a 6. My opponent does have like cards like Pulse of Marasa. Shaman. Yep, that's 3 shamans out of 20 cards, though. That's pretty. So 2 elites, two visionaries, and 3 shamans with the Panharmonicon. All right, see what our next card would have been. Dragon Fodder. There's the Exquisite Firecraft. Way too many lands there. So Heelcutter still. I don't like the Heelcutter. I think that we're fine. We'll just keep playing as is. I think that playing more of the control route is the way to go. See if we can get those Impact Tremors. Yep, we're definitely keeping this hand. We have a Zurgo into a Dragon Fodder, and then we can just protect it, or aggro it down. So this should be a very, very good hand. No dead drops, because we have the 2 lands. Another land, of course, would be fine, because we can get into our more impactful cards. Opponent could run out of time here, too. This is a pretty straightforward matchup. I think Elves has the advantage. I don't know, maybe our sideboarding with the Impact Tremor, or the Outpost Siege and the more burn might be a way to keep up with it. And opponent does mulligan. seemed to be took him forever to decide if he wanted to mulligan, and kept his 6. Puts a card on top. Alright, so let's lead off with the Bellstriker. Alright, we are getting in for 2 damage, which is great. I do want to land here. Yeah, now we definitely need to hit those lands. So Dragon Fodder coming down. In for 2. I don't care like a Visionary here. He has to just cast it in Elite, which will, I think we Lightning Strike. Well, Incendiary Flow because it's sorcery speed, because that allows for some more damage. Missed our land drop, unfortunately. But this gets here for 4. And that screams desperation right there if it's Elite that comes down. Because Elite's something you absolutely want another Elf out for. So I could see like a Shaman just having to come down here to play blockers. Reclamation Sage, yep. And that is something I'll easily trade with the Zurgo. Rather than strike it off. I could see just striking it off though if we don't draw land, but I'd rather play like a Rabblemaster. Perfect. So Rabblemaster comes down. Spits out a Goblin. There will be a trade. I actually think you should trade with a Goblin rather than Zurgo. Well, because it gives +1/+0, so maybe not. He'll trade there, yep. Down to 11. But we have the Lightning Strike for whatever he puts out this turn. Well, that's an annoying card. Interesting. I might just go Pia. But he has to trade with the Rabblemaster. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'll go Pia. Maybe I should, if like the blight could just wipe my board here. But of course that's not going to do it. And we attack it for lethal. So insanely fast deck. And get the job done. Before my opponent can timeout. And there we go. So not bad at all. Went 3-1 with the deck. I thought it worked out perfectly. I think Smash the Smithereens want to be in the sideboard. That'd like be the only changes I'd do to the deck. But interested in your Frontier brews in your comment section below if you can link a Frontier brew that you're working on, or just come here to the Just for Fun or Tournament Practice and click the free form and just put in the comment section Frontier. I'd love to play some games against you. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.